everyone. Here are we back again. We had 1 week of like a pause because I was in Dubai. I was going to different places and I was really busy. Even though I was like still sharing, I wasn't able to be with her, which is why we decided to stop it for that week. But now we're back, and today, we're gonna talk about the situation between Israel and Palestine. I know that a lot of influencers have decided not to talk about the topic, but I believe it's wrong not to talk, even if you have like little information, out of the fact that it just allows to spread information and you can read and you have the time. And if you're someone that is here and that is getting paid as an influencer, I believe that you should actually be saying what you think, even if you do not feel that you have enough information yet.
Maybe that any information we get is biased. But the most important thing is the war the best solution of anything? No. My opinion is that any war can solve anything, and always a war has been pushed or fed by interest, economically interesting or power. Is the only thing. But most important is that we think many times that the situation is Palestine against Israel. But behind that, there are many interests that are below that makes it happens. Why Hamas has so much power? How Palestine, having been destroyed by Israel during these whole years, and when these people, and we know that soldiers has been training, getting inside the houses of civilians in Palestine, Gaza Strip, without any reason, and they didn't have any power, they didn't have any weapons, and now this happens. I do think that there must be maybe that just a little bit of Hamas has been paid, or maybe that they say that I don't know. But anyway, what happened there is always something that cannot be solved.
I think like there's two different ways. Either two, I understand. There's either the people that are too desperate and just feel like they need to resist. I understand the reason of
the
Hamas,
reason of the wars,
but no, not just the reason of the war, because this has been happening for like a long time.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say like this is just a war that already happened, because this has been going for long, and it's not magic that this happened. I'm just justifying the reason of the attack of Hamas, which is specifically what every people is actually watching. Because the justification about Israel against Palestine is Hamas. It's all about Hamas. But we talk about Mossad has a lot of years of intelligence. This is the Israel intelligence. You don't need to bomb an entire building to find a Hamas sort of militant. If you want to justify it, but so we are trying to kill Hamas's militants and whatever, that's not the truth. Besides that is the fact that what I actually find positive about all of this, and what I
don't
need
know
to,
if it is positive, but
I do
find
find positive. Hear me out, because like it's not what you think. What I do find positive, because like wars, they have been happening a lot of years. If you read history, which a lot of people do not do and do not learn from mistakes, we were talking about that, I believe that you can understand what's going on right now. Right now, out of a positive side of things, all Arab communities are joining together to one voice to defend Arabs, and not just to defend Muslims or Christians or Jews. Every Arab community is trying to defend one country, and all of them are just raising their voices. We want to defend Arabs. And in the UAE, which is United Arab Emirates, which was defined and created just for the defendants of Emirates, all of them are joining together to one voice and to join to say this is not good. Which, to be honest, if you read about history, They never got to that point. Like Jordan, we were talking about that. They are neutral. They love to protect Arab communities, and that's who they are. But this is not just about Jordan. This is about Egypt. We've been to Egypt. We travel inside. It's really corrupt. You see a lot of military, and it's actually nice to see what's going on. Out of the fact that even if a war starts out of a consequence of people that have made biased decisions, I would say that I see the positive side of like a community joining together to defend themselves, because the US has been trying for years, trying to completely dominate these lands. We talk about the fact that imperialism doesn't exist. The US has tried.
It has been imperialism always.
But the US,
The
after
polarization
the US itself has tried after England decided, because they decided to say like, oh, I think this is enough. We do not talk enough about the fact that England actually, it wasn't like they lost. Because to be honest, England just got tired. I got tired. It's not like they didn't have money to continue being they couldn't, but if you read about,
they didn't have enough power to keep all
that's the US story. But if you learn about imperialism, English imperialism, they just actually got tired. And what I do like about musicals that have happened, the way it has been shown, like Hamilton, it shows actually how actually it wasn't about just losing. It was more about getting tired. And it was a fun way of showing to society what actually happened. The French are joined. They have this idea. Why should we get together to this? When we say this, even you can extrapolate this and see how England is reacting right now. Where, for example, there was a hospital that was attacked, and then there's intelligence from
and they
England.
are still not knowing who.
And England is, do not read the BBC, do not. It's like the most biased, because when you just read that, it's not giving you any idea of anything. It's just like a combination of we do not know, we know, but like we do not know. The CNN biased completely, because they're not even showing in the process that are actually happening in the US against was being told to everyone. And if you read, we were talking about the list of people that said no to the ceasefire. There are some countries that actually were against defending Argentina. Remember that time when they were like, we're not going to defend England. If you remember that, I believe it's like actually people that are joining together in the same way. To be honest, I believe if we talk about this way, we were saying this all
It's
times.
important, a ceasefire.
It's really important.
And this is the most important thing. And try to solve situations in a peaceful way. And please, it's not right to use this event, this situation to push Palestinians away from Gaza and destroy everything.
Plus also, I myself just saying it out loud. My co-founder in my own company, she's from Iran, and I'm working with people from Abu Dhabi, and I hear the pain, I understand what they feel, I understand the uncomfortable position that they feel, because most people know that there's two ways that this is going to go. There's either actual world war happening out of the fact that there's no ceasefire, or there's a ceasefire. The ceasefire will actually prevent what's going to happen, because we are seeing alliances and communities joining together, which means it's like if they see that there's no way out, if they see that there's no support and there's a division, then what's going to happen is probably not good for anyone. And this is not something that anyone wants to hear, but it's the fact that history says that this is actually the kind of trigger that makes a division.
It can make a division, and it's producing now an alienation of all Arabic countries. That never happened.
Read history.
Understand people, understand the situation if in each side.
Yeah. And come with a critical opinion of what you believe. Not society, not an application. What
Not
you can
what
actually believe.
media says.
Yes.